Welcome to today's myofascial moment. We are going to work with Kaylee here as we do one of my favorite things to do at lunchtime every day to kind of ease some of the low back tension I get from the first part of my day, to give a good stretch through the back of the legs, to help work with some pelvic mobility. This is called Legs Up a Wall, and it is exactly like it sounds. Now, Kaylee's going to find a way to scoot fairly close to that wall, maybe 4 to 6 inches away with her butt, and then get her legs literally right up on the wall. Now, there's no graceful way to do this, so however you get there is going to look just fine. Now, what you want to do, and Kaylee's actually fairly flexible, you're going to want to have your bottom away from the wall enough that your legs are comfortably supported. Now, if you're really tight in the back of your legs or in your pelvis or in your back, you might need to be a good distance away from the wall. Kind of play with that a bit. There's no wrong way to do this other than holding your breath or clenching while you're trying to be too close to the wall. Don't do that. So with legs up the wall, a couple things happen. Again, this is one of my favorite ways to kind of reset tension levels in my body in the middle of the day. I love this at lunchtime. First thing that's going to happen is the weight of your legs, gravity and the weight of your legs, is going to sink your legs into the hip sockets and encourage your pelvis to kind of start to settle more evenly onto the floor. Now, if you've got some low back trouble, this is a huge benefit. To not force anything, to not have to really do any work. This is all gravity-based, which, again, if you know me, I love gravity-based myofascial self-treatment. Gravity and the weight of your legs just sink into your hip sockets in a way that your pelvis is encouraged to ease a bit of the tension and holding, regain a bit of mobility in the hip joints and in the SI joints, the sacral joints. As you quiet your mind, slow your breathing, and continue to settle into your body, the next thing you might feel, or you might have felt this first, it's going to be somewhere through the length of your legs, depending on your own individual issues or troubles. This might be a stretch in the calves. It might be a stretch through the hamstrings. You might feel this start to affect and work into some old knee injuries. The wall is there as a support. And you can be really curious if you want about what happens if you point or flex or bring your toes towards you. That's not required. You might be really comfortable right where you are. But pointing your toes, like Kaylee is, encourages an opening through the front of your legs. If you tend to get shin splints, this can be really helpful. Pulling your toes towards you, obviously, will stretch a bit more through the backs of your legs. Sometimes it can be helpful to kind of turn your toes inward, kind of pigeon toe them in. That works a bit differently through the outsides of your legs. Be curious about what you need here for you. Again, there's no wrong way to do this. Myofascial moments are for exploration of self-treatment in a way that you need. Taking 10 to 15 minutes to reset tension levels in the body, to engage with some good quality myofascial self-treatment in a consistent way. You can take the mystery out of this. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. Again, gravity-based. Quiet in your mind. Slowing your breathing. Letting it become deeper and fuller. Allowing your spine to settle onto the floor beneath you. You might feel some tension in your neck kind of ease. It might actually feel like you're getting a bit taller while you're there on the floor, which is always a fun sensation. It's not uncommon for feet to kind of go to sleep, for things to feel kind of numb and tingly. Listen to your own intuitive internal sense to what you need here. Again, good myofascial self-treatment, we never force. You don't want to be clenching. You don't want to be holding your breath. Sometimes people find they need a little bit of support under their sacrum, under their pelvis. That can be a folded towel, a folded sheet, sometimes even a ball. Listen to your instinctive internal sense of what you need this particular day, in this particular moment. It will change from moment to moment as you come back to this. You might notice Kaylee's spread her arms out to her sides a bit as her body's settling in there. Her feet have come into a natural, relaxed position. Let this be easy. Let this feel good. Myofascial self-treatment should feel instinctively good and helpful. This particular self-treatment is a variation of some yoga practices. There are studies that have shown 20 minutes of your legs up a wall is as good at resetting tension levels as a 20-minute nap. If you tend to have swelling in your feet, if you tend to retain fluid in your legs, either because you stand on your feet for long periods of time or you sit for long periods of time, this is excellent for encouraging drainage, for helping those tissues release some of that fluid, for encouraging better circulation. Not only are the myofascial tissues starting to lengthen and open through the backs of your legs, but circulation is improved as you assist gravity in returning some of that blood flow, some of that fluid flow back up into your body. Find your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to your body. Bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath. Deliberately inhaling, bringing awareness to any areas still of tightness. And exhaling, letting any excess tension drain from your body, almost like water running downhill. Let this be easy. Let this feel good. Again, you may notice your legs are rolling out a bit as tension you might not even have noticed in the hip sockets eases, allowing more natural external rotation of your legs. You might notice tension in your knees, in your calves, in your thighs, changing. You can take a break anytime you want to. When I do legs up a wall, I tend to aim for 10 to 15 minutes. Again, I've been doing this for a while. If you do find your legs and feet are going kind of numb and tingly and feeling like they're falling asleep, you can always take a break here. Again, myofascial self-treatment is never about forcing. Your daily practice won't look like my daily practice, won't look like Kaylee's daily practice. Let it be your own. Let it be what you need. The key here is to soften into your own body, allowing any instinctive, internal, intuitive sense to guide what you do here. Allowing tension to ease and drain from the body as you have a slower, deeper breath, an awareness and a softness in your body. Let gravity do the work. Let time do the work. as you engage with your awareness and the totality of your being. Be curious about what sensations you feel, never judging, allowing things to move and flow more freely in your body, including in your thoughts, your beliefs about yourself. Your legs do tend to come down the wall so that the soles of your feet are more together like Kaylee's are. You'll find this is a really good stretch through your inner thighs, possibly reaching deep into your pelvic floor. This can be excellent for working with tensions, possibly from surgeries, from injuries, accidents, anywhere in the pelvic cavity. Bladder issues, incontinence, tailbone problems, recovering after childbirth, any number of difficulties that we as women, we as humans, tend to have in our pelvic floor and in our pelvic mobility. This is excellent for working with those tightnesses, regaining a bit of flexibility, regaining a bit of mobility, ability to move in the pelvic bones, regaining some space where the pelvis meets the spine. All excellent benefits from legs up the wall. Let this be your practice. You can stay here much longer. Again, I tend to like legs up the wall somewhere between the 15 and 20 minute mark, depending on how much time I have. We're going to leave Kaylee here to finish her own self-treatment. Again, she's quite flexible. If that was me down there, there's no way my legs would do that. Again, I'm going to guess this feels like a really good stretch through Kaylee's inner thighs. She is a dancer and works really hard in her body and needs this sort of self-treatment on a regular basis to retain the flexibility she enjoys. Thank you for joining us for this myofascial moment. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, let it be easy. Let it feel good. Your body will thank you. We'll see you next time.